I mean, do we have, are we told some of the attributes displayed in the angels?
For instance, it is your attribute, attribute of sane, developed man to adapt the surroundings to themselves and adopt themselves to the surrounding. I mean, this is a two-way attribute. Now, you can live without certain things, of course. You could live without a television or video and things, and so many other things. The very fundamental basic necessities are so meager and so small that even if you keep on removing things after others, still you will survive. So why do you do that? Why do you live the life you are living? Because of your attributes. That's a part of man. It goes towards making them whole man. That he goes on improving things and adapting himself to the surroundings or changing the surroundings to as it suits himself. So they are just simply two attributes which are so creative. And so you can't think of Allah with so many attributes and still living alone without any expression of those attributes. That would be negation of his existence.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Sardar Sahib, what do you want to say, make an observation or ask a thing?
Yes. Apropos the talk we had last week about Langar Khana and Langar Usado, I have to say something. Since this is a question and answer session and I have no question to answer, I have said something, I think.
Yes, you are at liberty to make any observations you please.
Thank you, sir. If I remember correctly, it is in Tawzih Maram that all the expenses of this Jamaat are broadly divided into 5 shah.
Fateh Islam, not Tawzih Maram. Yes. And it's a regular shah of that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I know, yes.
The preparation of missionaries, and literature and mailing expenses and then Salih Qulub and lastly but not the least, the Ijra Langar Khana.
Exactly.
And this means not only for those people who attend to research work of the religion, but also Digar Zaruriyat. And there are many Digar Zaruriyat. We have observed in Rabwa, there was a flood, havoc, and hundreds of people had come around on the road.
Hundreds?
And we fed them from the Langar.
Hundreds or thousands?
Thousands.
Yes.
Day and night.
Right.
And carts were carrying cooked food from Langar Khana right to the road, and there were shamyanas and some kaleens and stuff, and they were fed there. Once there was the non-Ahmadis Jalsa near Chania, and they had collected 500 mans of wheat to feed their audience there. But there were only 200 or 300 people. When they started cooking their food, there was a storm and gale, and their fires were out and they could not eat. They all came to Langar Khana, and our people fed them there morning and evening. And they also upon the...
While saying our people, you indicated towards Hamidullah Sahib, Afzal Sahib.
And yes, during the time of Hazrat Masih Maud Wasalam, one night my father, Hazrat Master Abdur Rahman Mir Singh Radhiyallahu Anhu and Dr. Hashmatullah Sahib Radhiyallahu Anhu both were standing, and they told me that one night Huzur was wakened up by a wahi, Atimul Jai wal Motar, and Huzur told that there are some guests who have slept without food. And they started looking about them. 2 people had come around when the Langar Khana was closed, and they had slept without food. So, Langar Khana people were awakened.
More than 2.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
They started needing flour and also cooking some food. But
the two were discovered first, and later on a few others also, yes, having heard that food was being distributed now at this dead hour of the night. He also came and joined them.
They knocked at the doors of the
Dr. Hashmatullah Sahib
Yes,
used
sir.
to say that this ilham, this revelation was because of him.
Yes, sir. What was?
He was one of those,
Yes.
one of the first ones, and he said, I was feeling so hungry that it was impossible for me to go to sleep.
I see.
So it
I
was in
stand
fact my prayer that do Allah's mercy, special mercy, and he always took very special pride in this fact that Allah spoke for his sake to
Yes,
Hazrat Masih Maud
I
Islam.
stand corrected. He was saying that my father was knocking at the doors of some neighbors. Some
Right.
meat may be available, cooked meat. Because in the Langar Khana they were preparing the dal, there was no fridge there, no meat available. So they got some cooked meat and fed them to their heart's content, and Huzur was informed. And only then Huzur could sleep, alayhi salatu wasalam. So this Langar Khana is so important and it is so
It will
necessary.
never be closed, inshallah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's what I mean.
And
No,
they
that's
say,
what you mean. Yes,
Langar,
yes.
they say, Langar utha do, that means Jahada pe jahazim, everything is ready and now weigh the anchor and set sail. And I say, tuck your tail and set
No,
to work.
moreover, langar uthado is an idiom of Urdu
Yes, sir.
which does not mean close your
Close.
arrangement for guests at all.
Set
It's
sail.
just, it has a totally different meaning.
And I explain like that, tuck your tail and set to work.
Yes. Right? If you have any tales to tuck, yes. Please. Paipan? Yes, yes, okay. So, the stalwarts are not here. The two gentlemen who ask questions and who specialize in the art of asking questions, but one younger one is here, that is Salim. Tonight you have no questions? Are you ill? Are you not well? Huh? You're all right? Well, Sam, yes, please.
I would like to ask, I've been reading your book about Hazrat Masih Maud, and in that you have quoted one incident about Hazrat Masih Maud.
Yes.
When he was asked by the promised Messiah that he hadn't asked him for any prayers, for some time, and Hazrat Masih Maud replied that
Could you come closer to the microphone, please?
Hazrat Rural Khan
Yes.
said to the promised Messiah that he himself asked Allah for all his needs. And
Done for what?
if I can just quote it.
Asked Allah for what?
For his needs.
For
For his
his
requirements, yes, quite right, yes.
He himself,
For his needs, yes.
yes, because he believed his belief in the promised Messiah was so strong that he kept, before asking Allah, he kept all the truth of the promised Messiah.
Yes.
I was just wondering that, there are certain things that we feel embarrassed to write down to you, for prayers. Although, I shouldn't be feeling like that, but still, sometimes we do feel embarrassed. And is it, that we have to ask Allah directly, although, it's not our upbringing, we have always been instructed that we should ask
Everyone should pray to Allah directly. That is true Islam. But also the Muslims should help each other by praying for each other. That is additional. It serves many purposes. Number one, it teaches humility. One does not conceive the wrong idea of his being so close to God that he becomes proud of this fact and thinks that his prayers are being accepted. Now, to believe that one's prayers are accepted and to be thankful to Allah is not bad. But sometimes it becomes a source of pride which is not liked by Allah. So when you are asking others as well for prayers, this danger of you are becoming arrogant and proud is automatically eliminated.